How this woman found out that her husband is a serial killer and a money ritualist is one of the most disturbing stories you would ever hear. And the unfortunate part of it all is that now she is going to jail for it. Now, Miriam Awuraj, who is the wife of Moses Ebidemi, who we've already talked about in a previous video like weeks back. Moses Ebidemi was one of the people caught in a money ritual chain where they were trying to do a specific 200 million naira money ritual for these two, the last two Benin boys. So they were caught and arrested. However, his mastermind, Aziz, was not caught at the time, but has now been caught. However, along with Aziz, they also arrested Miriam, the wife of Moses Ebidemi. If you haven't seen that, our initial video, go on YouTube and watch it. I'll attach the link. Then you can come back to this one. However, you can also watch this one and we can still get the whole point of the story. So when Miriam was arrested along and she was asked her role, in all of this, given that she's married to the man who has been accused of killing a young girl and dismembering her body and using it for money ritual. And this is what she had to say. According to Miriam, in December of 2023, while she was sleeping, she heard a lady crying in their house, screaming, "Please don't kill me, please don't kill me." And then when she woke up, she confronted her husband, Moses, and asked him, who was that and what's going on? That was when Moses revealed to her that she has to keep her mouth shut, that she can only hear but not tell. At this point, it seemed like they've been married for quite a while. It seemed like they've been married for a while, almost as though because they also have a child. So I'm assuming they've been married for a while. So she maybe did not know what this man did for a living. So after her husband told her to keep her mouth shut, she was told to pick up a mop to go and mop off blood from the floors in their house. It was at that point that she knew her husband was not who she thought he was. However, that would not be the last time she would be mopping blood from the floors of their house. Unfortunately, the blood of innocent women. On the 9th of January 2024, after she came back from the market, she was told again to mop off blood from the floors because her husband and his cohorts had just recently killed another victim. And she did just that. However, though it was said somewhere along the line she told one of her friends because she was getting uncomfortable. I'm surprised as to why she didn't run away the first time. So I'm assuming this was probably strange and new to her, but not uncommon, which would explain why she still chose to stay after the first incident and even after the second one. And I'm clearly sure that if not for they had been caught, she most likely would have remained in that marriage even after the third one. However, the third time it happened, it was totally different for her. Usually she was asked to just mop off the blood. So I can understand why she would do that easily. Maybe she would just tell herself it's an animal they are killing. But the third time, she was asked to take part in the killing. She was asked to hold the legs of the victim while they, use a knife on the victim. She refused, but her husband threatened her that they would unalive her if she doesn't hold the victim's leg. And that was when she held the victim's leg and the killing happened. After a while, she ran away from her husband's house and went to her parents' home and told her mother about what happened. And then she was told not to go back because at this point, her husband is what it looks like. And I think this was when the entire story of this girl, Suleiman Adija, when her story came up that she had been missing, she went on a date with a young man named Aziz, which is this guy here who was the mastermind, who is the king mastermind. Funny enough, Aziz is the one bringing girls. These girls are all victims that he has killed. He would bring the girls to Moses' home, and those girls were killed in this man's house. And after he finished killing them, she would be the one to mop off the blood. And like I said, after Miriam ran away, it was later on when she was trying to come back to her husband's house that she learned that Moses had been arrested. And I think somehow, some way I don't know if she volunteered herself to the police or if they also found her and also arrested her too, because of course, seeing what her husband does in his home, there is no how she wouldn't be aware. And that was how she was equally arrested with Aziz. And now we have to come to Aziz because his own story and revelation on how he lures these girls and kills them for money ritual is something that I think everybody needs to know because it's tricky and anyone could be a victim. That is as sad as it is. As we are making this video, his total kill count is up to 10 different girls. He has killed 10 different young girls, dismember their bodies, and use them for money rituals. Which is surprising because he still doesn't look rich. How many more girls does he need to kill for him to actually look rich? This is how you just know money ritual doesn't even work, because the people doing it always look broke. So after the ritualist in the killing chain of Suleiman Adijat, the young woman who was lured by Aziz through dating, this man tricked this girl, asked her out, was professing love to her, and offered to take her on a date. And after work, Adijat thought she was going to meet a young, reasonable, handsome man who might be a potential husband, only for him to lure her to his apprentice house, which is Moses Abidemi, where she was brutally killed and dismembered and used to make a portion, a cream, for two Benin boys who wanted to make some kind of 200 million naira ritual, which they call the Oshole money ritual. So after the killing, they were all traced and arrested. However, Aziz was not among them. He was on the run. He was eventually caught and paraded along with Abidemi Moses' wife, and Abidemi Moses was brought back to the parade to also corroborate the story of his wife. So this is where Aziz confessed that he meets his victims online in all these dating chat, all these WeChat, to-go kind of platforms, all those underground runs girl places where girls who are going for parole meet. And when he meets them, he promises them money and lures them to his place. After talking with them, he probably tells them that they should go to their friend's place to do the hookup. And that is where he takes them to Abidemi Moses' home and his wife's home, where those girls eventually gets killed and dismembered for money rituals. And of course, seeing Aziz's face now, obviously I can see why a lot of young girls or a lot of girls would probably fall. He's not exactly a bad looking man. Before we even saw his picture, I thought he was a raggedy looking man. But then seeing him now, I'm like, okay, now I can see why these 10 girls are falling victims to him. And this goes to show that many people need to be careful, because it's happening on a regular basis. We've seen this too many times. This is not the first group of... If you go online, you'll see pictures of men being paraded like for the same purpose. And every time they keep arresting them, you're thinking the police, they're done. They've caught the ritualist. Life goes on. But somewhere out there are still 100 more men like this. There are still people who are into this. Some of them thinking they found a potential boyfriend or husband. Some of them looking for money, because a lot of them, like he claimed, are girls he would offer money to so that they could get together and sleep. And then he takes them to his friend's house that turns out to be a shrine, where they are brutally held down, killed, dismembered, and their body parts sold to ritualists for money rituals. Even the story of Suleiman Adijat, the reason why she was killed was because of the last two boys there who were from Edo State. Benin boys who wanted to do the Oshole, who met one man, who met another man, who they started making calls. This is a chain. The first one called the second one. We're looking for a young girl. The second one said, okay, chill. I know someone who can get us a young girl. That one picks the phone and be like, oh, okay, don't worry, I know someone. And this is how they know someone, and called, and that is how the chain of money ritual went, to the point it got to Aziz eventually used his charm and good looks and sweet words to lure this young girl who was, by the way, she would work as security, so she was doing her own thing, she had her own job, it wasn't even for sex. She genuinely thought this was a date, this was a man that, had interest in her, and that was how she ended up being a victim. That was used as cream, pomade, for a group of two young boys who don't want to go and do regular jobs. And it turned out that their money still did not come. They still did not see the money. After using her blood or whatever they used to make the potion for 3 weeks, they rubbed it all over their body and still nothing came out of it. They didn't get the 200 million naira. The lives of these young girls, which is funny enough, just the ones here, there are many others that are not pictured there. We don't even have the pictures. These pictures were seen from his mobile phone when he was being interrogated. These are the girls, the photos of the girls that he has killed. There are more girls he had killed, but they are no longer in the phone, and he claimed he has been doing it for 3 years. And my question is, who else is in this business? Apart from Aziz, many people are expressing how they feel bad for Miriam, given that she did not know what she was getting into. But I don't know if I feel bad for her. I feel like for the first time it happened, she should have run away. Even if she had to mop blood from the floors, that should have been a cue to go to the police. But she stayed. It's almost as if she was fine with not knowing, as long as she doesn't have to see the victim, and as long as all she has to do is mop the blood. But the moment she got involved in killing, that was when she couldn't take it. And now she's been implicated because she plays a role in it. I don't feel bad for her. I don't. Because it is not normal for you to be in your house and you hear your husband killing a young woman that he brought to the house, and then he tells you to use mop and mop the blood, and you did it, and you still stayed, still kissed him, still made food for him, still made love to him, knowing that you have a child in that house, knowing that if this man one day is offered 3 million naira to get the head of a baby, he's going to come for your child first. Or if he's offered a big sum of money to bring a middle-aged woman who fits her description, he will quickly use her for the ritual. She was not only putting her child's life at risk, she was also putting herself at risk for staying with a monster like this. And I think she partook just as much as the husband. And I frankly do not feel bad for her. I'm happy she's going to jail. I just feel bad for the child. I hope whoever the child ends up with takes good care of him or her, because I don't know the gender. But at this point, this is unfortunate. This is sad. This is what happens when you roll with pigs. You become a pig too. When you are sleeping with a money ritualist and you're aware of what he does, it doesn't make you any different, because now you know how he gets the money he uses to take care of you. I just wished she had gone to the police herself. For the fact that she had to be caught or she had to wait till it escalated to the third victim, that kind of just shows that, I don't know, I don't feel bad. But you guys let me know what you think. Do you think she should be let go? I really don't. But let me know what you think. At the same time, the purpose of this video, because this story has sat on my decks for a while, but I haven't had time to do it because I have personal life problems to deal with. However, now that I have the time, this is also important for a lot of young girls there. Please, if you have young girls out there, share this video, because people need to know who they are meeting. This is not the first time people have been lured online and killed, but it's just getting intense, and it's almost as if there's a, according to him, the WeChat, it's almost as if there's a secret online dating place, online dating platform for girls who are selling their bodies for money, which is ironic because in the end, their customers take more than just their private parts. It's sad, it's unfortunate, and I'm glad that Aziz has been caught. I do hope they all go to jail. I don't really want to know if, oh, all I did was made a phone call. No, they all should go to jail because they knew what they were getting into. This is just horrible. So guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification button so whenever there's a new video, you'll be the first to get notified.